Hey there, marketing mavens! Ever felt like your marketing tools were as clear as mud? Well, grab your Windex because you're diving into the marketing mirror with your sparkling host, Sue Ann. On today's Tech Talk Trek, we're uncovering apps, tools, and software that'll make your marketing shine brighter than a freshly cleaned mirror. Let's get polishing.
Hello and welcome. I'm Sue Ann with Right Mix for Business, and today inside the Marketing Mirror, I want to do a segment that's a little bit different than what I've been doing. So today I want to talk to you about what I'm going to call Tech Talks, sort of thinking about the marketing toolkit that you're building, or what some call the MAR stack. So the tools and software and apps that you use to have a good system and process for handling your business and marketing. And there's so many things going on. It's evolving so quick that it seems like if we don't talk about some things, have some segments about talk for your marketing toolkit, it seems like we'd be missing something, especially again, right now, things are moving quick. AI is a huge factor, as you know. So I want to do a little exploration today to start this tech talk thing. I'm going to call it for now. And it will be an exploration into the apps, the tools, and the software that will make your marketing easier. So we want to make things easier for us so that we can do more of the things that we love and take care of our clients and have time for those kind of things. So anything that helps with productivity, I think is a time saver. And so today's tools that I'm going to introduce you to, there are three of them, three tools I'm going to introduce you to. I'm going to explain a little bit about each of them, how they might be perfect tools for you, especially in this case, most of them are they're basically, actually, they work for different cases, but I'm thinking about and telling you in consideration of audio and video production for today. So today I want to introduce three tools that I'm checking out right now and that were introduced to me by colleagues and friends and content creators who I really like and respect. And they introduced me to these tools a little bit deeper than what I knew about them. So I want to share them with you as kind of partners in learning about these tools. So the first tool is Melville, and Claudine Francois, who is a functional medicine practitioner and a host on the Superstar Women's Entrepreneur Network, Media Network, which is Joey Garrity. My friend Joey Garrity is the founder of the network. Claudine is one of the hosts. Her show is called Healthy, Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine, and it's fabulous. And she's a hard-working content creator, so she's the introducer of Melville, which will be the first tool. The second tool is a tool called Zealous, and I had a lot of information and help learning about this tool from another great friend, also a mentor, someone I've been learning with for a number of years and has been a content creator. She's a YouTube whiz. She has 2 million downloads, I think, on her YouTube videos, a huge library of videos. Anything that you want to know, check her channel. She's probably covered it. But she's Eileen Smith, and she's introduced me to Zealous, which helps you to transcribe, repurpose, and amplify, in particular, audio files. And we'll talk more about that, and I'll show you a little more about what I learned for Zealous from Miss Eileen Smith. And finally, the third tool that I want to tell you about is called Cast Magic. And Cast Magic is a tool that I happened to buy simultaneously, or maybe right after, my friend and colleague Karen Glasser. And Karen had an opportunity to interview Blaine Bolus, who is the founder of Cast Magic. And that's another tool that I want to introduce you to. And I want to share her video with you so that you can learn more about it directly from the co-founder of Cast Magic. Really a great conversation. So I don't want you to miss out on that insightful conversation about how AI is a fact of life, and we should therefore in Blaine's opinion, embrace it as entrepreneurs and small businesses and look at what it can do to help with those things like productivity and time, and sometimes that spark to get something going as far as ideas and so forth. So we're going to look at these tools real quick, and you're going to love all of them for their own things. So we're going to take a look first at Melville, which is Claudine's suggestion for podcasters. This is primarily made for podcasters. It talks about podcasting the most on its channel. And even though it has features and takes uploads of different kinds for your audio, including MP4s and movie files, and I think even WAV files and so forth, it does really kind of cater to podcasters. It gives title suggestions, quote suggestions, tone and style. It gives you summary suggestions and episode outline, unlimited options. It says to generate outputs until you're satisfied without putting charges on your accounts. It gives you key point suggestions, also keyword, and it has a Melville GPT. So this costs, when you download, 30 cents per minute. And it gives you this little handy dandy calculator that tries to show you how much you'll save by using this AI over having a human produce the same kind of output with all these available features. So thank you, Claudine, for showing us this. I think this was adopted by the SWE network, and I think it's a fascinating tool that does all kinds of cool things. Now let's take a look at Miss Eileen or Eileen Smith's suggestion for you for a tool. This again is focused on audio, but it does quite a few things, including giving you video outputs in the form of audiograms and clips. So let's take a look at the Zealous app. This is the Zealous app I am now showing you. Let's see if I can move this thing out of the way. Okay. This is the Zealous app I am now showing you. When I come in here, I've already signed up. I have a free account right now to test it, but when I come in here, it will show you any recordings that you have in the dashboard. So it shows two for me right now. One is how to optimize your YouTube channel to reach goals and grow community. That was just recorded last week, September 28th, with Miss Eileen or Eileen Smith. And what a great topic and discussion. And then here's one where I was not the co-host as I was with Miss Eileen or Eileen Smith, but I was just a speaker who, kind of had the mic for a minute with Madeline Scalar talking about, let's talk about AI in social media. And so that popped in because I connected my account with Twitter. So as soon as I did that, it automatically recognized me, and as for my speaker spaces, which, as I said, was in two cases I spoke. One, I was the co-host. It says here it's a hosted space, so I was the co-host on that one, and the other I was just a guest who spoke. So then it breaks it down into both. So if I just go to hosted spaces, now you only see one speaker spaces because as a co-host, I also spoke. So now you see both. What's really cool too is if you go to settings, you'll see that you can set up different names for your channels, which is you can have different spaces here, like they call it a channel, but I have like a speaker space, a hosted space. I can add a new channel to bring another space in, say my podcast for audio. I would add a new channel, or if I wanted to connect with channels that I also produce live content on or audio content on, maybe LinkedIn or something, or Facebook, maybe that's the kind of channel I could do. You can also bring your podcast in by grabbing it from a podcast. Well, you can actually add your audio that's brought in here into podcast episodes. That's what you can do, and submit it back to your podcast. And you can give permissions to have certain things, like if you want to have an administrator or contributors to your channel or so forth. So you can take a look at that. In the general tab, again, I like that you can upload and have your own visual if you want. And this becomes your speaker space. If you go over and view it, this would be what it looks like. Again, I didn't set up anything yet really for the visual or for any particular copy. It's just labeled this automatically for me when I connected my Twitter feed. And that's the thing that Miss Eileen likes the most about the Zealous app, is that it does hook up your Twitter Spaces where you do audio content, and then you can download it back to Zealous, and then you can regroup and create all kinds of cool things out of your content. Now, one thing to notice up at the top here is that it has your name, and here's where you click new, and you can put in a Twitter Spaces URL or a file URL. And you can see that you can also drop in different kinds of content from your device directly, from a Dropbox, the Google Drive, audio files, or video files, and put them in. So I can put in a video file from a video podcast that I do and transcribe that as well. Not translate. Translate and transcribe are two different things. I'm talking about transcribe. But up at the top also, you'll see what your plan offers you. So it gives me up to an hour in transcripts, and then it gives me 10 minutes of audiogram creation. And then it has a little megaphone that if I click, tells me the latest scoops from the network, from the creators for the app. And then if you have questions, you just click right there and it tells you if they're online or not. So you can ask any questions or get help. I understand they're very helpful. I haven't had to use help yet. And then you can do your profile through settings. And if you want, you can add accounts. You can actually add, again, as I showed you earlier, you can add extra team members and things like that. You can have different sources that you set up. So you click new source, you have Twitter, you have an RSS feed. You can bring in recordings by just hitting plus or putting plus recording. And this is just a really great app. One of the things that is the coolest about it is the ability to do the audiograms. And the other thing that Eileen loves about it is that it can do your captions for you. And it can also change your visual output. Even if it's an audio file, it can give you a visual output. So you can design a theme or a background to put into it with these things here, design. You can add a theme and you can create your background, or you can use, the little audio thingy do. You can have your photo, things like that, roles, automations, integrations. So you can see I'm integrated right now with Twitter. But it's really cool when you do these designs with the audiograms, as I started to say, because you can make them in different sizes. And I'm going to give you a link to Eileen's, I think it's a video, but it's going to show you the fact that you can make your design be vertical video, you can make it be square video, or you can make it be horizontal video, which makes it really useful for sharing and repurposing in a number of ways. And finally, this is Karen Glasser, who has over 500 videos. She does all kinds of really cool things. Here's her interview with Blaine and getting the scoops on Cast Magic. Now let me take you into Cast Magic. As you see, Cast Magic lets you bring in your podcast. You can try it for free. You can turn your audio into ready to use content through the transcription. through the show notes, through the summaries, through social content. And in fact, you can even determine which kinds of content you want or don't want when you do it. You can add your file or a YouTube link even. You can select the kinds of outputs, as I just mentioned, that you want. You can try it again for free and your work's done. It says it'll save you at least 20 hours a week. And believe me, it is a little bit of magic. I love how it transcribes the file. I love how it gives you timestamps. So it divides your transcript into a timestamp summary, which is great. It gives you key topics, bullets, and summaries. It gives you ready to use quotes and highlights of the file that you put in. It gives you ready to use social content. And like Melville, you have a chat GPT component, which you'll find is even really cool because it does some other things. Now, Noah Kagan loves cast magic. And if Noah Kagan loves cast magic, I'm already a fan because Noah is sort of the godfather of finding software and tools, as anyone who's a digital creator probably knows. And that is where I did get the deal on it. So you'll have to check for their current pricing to see what the deal is nowadays. You can save more money by doing it annually, and they're very generous on what they offer in terms of what you can use. 200 minutes at their free level is, or at their lowest level, their hobby level is excellent. But still, 4 50-minute audio pieces or audio video pieces. And they have other plans too, depending on what you need. But it gives you all content outputs. And it's really cool. They talk about what they include, which is cutting edge language models, instant work, which is true. It is built for podcasts, but I've used it with my video content because it'll do the same thing as it does really for a podcast. And it has guaranteed results, and it actually offers support 24/7, which some of them don't. They've already got a lot of creators using it, and they're already supporting 60 languages, with which a lot of the new apps don't automatically support all the languages. So they're really up and on it. Again, watch the interview that Karen did, and you can learn more about it. But it does all kinds of cool stuff. So let's take a look at my stuff. So if we go to, I put in my thank you marketing campaign, which is a video. I actually did this as an MP4. So that's a video file that I threw in from YouTube. And it gives you the opportunity to name yourself as the host and the first speaker. And this particular presentation was me and me alone. So I'm the only speaker, but here is the transcription. It's pretty good. I had to change my name. It got it right, but then it didn't. So interestingly enough, there's a way to cure that, which I will show you, but there's the whole transcript, which is great that it's broken down. So if you want to, you can just pull from the sections to get some things to use for all the different things right out of the transcript, really. You can download that transcript up here. You can just hit download. You can share it. Then you can go, here's the fun part now, you go to the AI content that it gives you along with that transcript. And here's where it gets exciting. So it gives you suggested titles, 10 of them, but you can modify. So you can modify by just clicking and letting it regenerate, or you can modify by giving it a new custom prompt so that maybe you don't want titles that are this long. You can shorten them, and then it will remake new ones for you. And you can do that, of course, as many times as you want. You can copy that content to keep. If you're, remaking it, you might want to keep the first and second versions. Again, you can even pull parts of the ideas and create your own title. So maybe you like thank you marketing and then the influence of satisfied customers. One thing nice is it gives you ideas, and new ways to say things, because you might want to title it different on different social to try to hook people in different ways. It also gives you those keywords, which we like. Some of these seem a little random to me: fun, creative, delight. Maybe I say that too many times. So you might not probably look at modifying this and asking for SEO specific keywords, or keywords that match your SEO intent, what you wanted, the topic to be, and work from there and see if it can pull out a more focused list for you. Because you're not going to need superb service for a keyword. And then it does give you a quick introduction, so a way that you can actually remake the introduction or use that introduction as part of social. I love this, the time-stamped overview. You've got to love that. And this is great too, because when I look at this time-stamped overview, what they pull out of here, each one of these are actually really cool things that came out of this particular URL that I put in. So quality reflects your business and builds connections, which is true. Marketing, be intelligent, creative, and have fun. Great. Quality, value, service lead to marketing success. So look at these little gems that it pulled at my timestamps. Marketing reflects your business, your values and brand. Embrace gratitude and prioritize customer needs for successful marketing, and so on. It's really great. I said a website is today's essential business card. So I talked about how your website in today's marketing is a business card. And I talked about customization and personalization being key for marketing, and to connect with people wisely via social media, so that you're not just getting numbers, but you're getting quality contacts and making connections. So even the stamped outline of the show really has some, I think, kind of gems in there. Then it offers you questions, and these are discussion questions around the topic. But what they can also do is give you, again, that social fodder, that hint on a subject line, the title for an email, the different titles to use, different topics that you might want to delve deeper into around the one that you just presented. There's so many things you can get from the questions, or they could lead to further discussion, which is always what you want, because you want to, of course, be connecting with, interacting, and having engagement with your clients and your potential clients and the people that you serve and are trying to help with things like this video. So then you have key topics, which again, I think is really cool. Look at this. It gave me 15 key topics out of a 30-minute show. So I must have been pretty insightful if I had that many key topics and bullets that you might want to know. So also you get a script for a reel if you do Instagram reels. So if you want that, you have that. It gives you an idea for a LinkedIn post, which is excellent. It gives you hashtags for LinkedIn. It gives you a newsletter with a subject line and, everything that you might need. It gives you a thread for tweets. If you want to do a whole tweet thread about the whole darn thing, you can. It's right there. You can adjust it. It even puts emojis, which I think is way cool. Again, all of these can be modified, or you can even go further than modifying them by readjusting the prompts and, making it be more accurate. If you look at in the setup area, in the settings area, it has these different things here. But here's your name, of course, of your space, the language, of course. But here's the one: magic words. So magic words are those words that you want it to pick up correctly because they're your words, like your name. So I have Sue Ann in there. Now, if you had another one, you'd put a comma, and I'm going to add one now, right? Mix for business, because that is the name of my business. I'm Sue Ann with Right Mix for Business. But if you were transcribing and you didn't know I spelled it WRITE, that could be a sticking point. So I want to save that and put that in there. And then it says success, that's saved. And if you need to add any more, you can. Whoops, I got it. Oh, I'm in the wrong place there. Let me fix that. Oh, put it in anyway. Oh, I guess it won't let you do these as separate words. So what I might do is actually, I guess you can only do a word, so not a phrase. So I'm going to put Right Mix for Business together as one because I often say it as rightmixforbusiness.com or something like that. So let's see if that works. So let's see if that works. But that's helpful because you can even put other names and places in there to get it right. Maybe this doesn't know how to spell Pittsburgh, and I'm from Pittsburgh, and a lot of people don't want to spell it Pittsburgh. Yes, there's an H in Pittsburgh, so that might be another example. So then you have the custom prompts. These are most of the stuff that I showed you with the titles, with the speaker bios, keywords, introductions, timestamps, the questions, the key topics and bullets, the clip finder for quotes, hooks, and timestamps, which is really cool. The reel script, if you do reels, you can do reels. If you're not on Instagram, you can still do reels on Facebook. I took Instagram off here for Instagram posts because I'm not on Instagram. So if you see me on Instagram, it's not me. Let's see, a LinkedIn post newsletter. So for example, in a tweet thread, so I'm not on threads by Instagram, so I can disable that or remove it. In this case, I might as well remove it. And then you can invite users into your workspace. You can have a team that shows you as the admin, and you can remove presets if you want. You can delete a space if you want. And what's nice too, over if you look far to the left at the bottom, you can get new community prompts. So if you push new community prompts, people actually are giving you prompts that you can copy from the Cast Magic team or from users. And here's an example. Here's a conversation starter. Write 5 to 10 conversation starters for a Facebook group to generate discussion about this episode. So it's great because it's giving you fodder for social and it's giving you the prompt to get what you need. So you can save this, you can add it to a space, you can copy it, whatever you need to do. And there's a couple pages of those. Just click over and you'll see some more business tweets. Here's one that wants to summarize the episode in Spanish. So whatever you need to do, there it is. And again, besides it giving you this featured prompts down there, you can also schedule an onboarding call at any time. You can hop in and learn things directly from them. You can also join the Slack community to talk directly to founders and creators of the app. You can become an affiliate for the app. Maybe I should do that real quick before I put this up. I'm not sure. And you can write them a testimonial, which is great that they ask you that right off of the bat. So there's a lot of options in here for what you can do. User settings. So as you can see, Cast Magic gives you a lot you can do in order to repurpose and use the information from your podcasts or your video podcasts or your videos. So check out the Cast Magic IO app and see if it would be helpful for you. So I hope you find these tools, Melville. Thank you, Claudine Francois. Zealous. Thank you, Eileen Smith. And Cast Magic. Thank you, Apsumo, and my friend Karen Glasser. Check out her interview and check out these tools. One of them might be the one that fits for you. Now, here's the thing. Some people would say you could do similar things with all of these, but they all have their own little details about them that make them easier for you or something that you like better about using them. And sometimes pricing is a factor. So you might want to consider all of those things to determine how much you have audio or video content that you need to use these kind of transcription and captioning and audiogram and repurposing types of content tools for. and, test a few like I am. And I love the fact that Zealous has Twitter Spaces covered. A lot of people can turn those Twitter Space discussions into podcast content or bring in portions with a speaker to add to their podcast and things like that. So it's really quite versatile using these different tools for their different purposes, but make sure their purposes align with your purposes, your business needs, and what makes your MarTech and marketing toolkit be the most appropriate for your systems and processes. Things that are harder and take more time are going to be less effective for you, even if someone else thinks they're a better tool. So thank you for checking out this marketing segment of the Marketing Mirror, where we're talking tech tools for your marketing toolkit, because everything you do reflects your business and brand. And so will the tools that are part of your tool set in how you conduct your business, repurpose your content, and how you show up digitally. Thanks for listening. See you next time on the Marketing Mirror. So let me know if you have any questions about any of these tools. Check out these other fabulous collaborators, colleagues, friends, and creators, and make sure that you subscribe, please, to my channel if you're finding anything useful that I'm trying to share with you. Okay, thank you for listening to the Marketing Mirror. I'll see you on the flip flop for my first show of the new channel, which will be an interview with the lovely Miss Jody Krangle, professional voiceover actor, and we're going to be talking about audio branding, sonic logos, cool things like that. So tune in. Thank you.
Electric acid.